Vincent Morrison, President, Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, UCASE for short. UCASE has been around for nearly 45 years. Sexual harassment. I'm happy to see that the country as a whole seems to be coalescing around the idea and wanting to come together. And certainly we welcome the legislation because we believe that the matter has arisen to that extent that we think it needs legislation to protect the parties. My concern, however, is that there must be a balance. It just can't be a one-sided thing that we are concentrating on what is happening to the females, because there's evidence to show that not only females, but there are males who are being harassed, and we think that legislation must be there to protect everybody. We note the support coming from the employers, that is the Jamaica Employers Federation, and we want to say to the country that the trade union movement is well behind the government. How do we promote it? We believe that government has a responsibility to ensure that after the legislation is settled in Parliament, we believe that after the legislation is finalized in Parliament and becomes law, Governor General gives his accent to the legislation, we believe that a budget, or certainly companion to the legislation, there ought to be a budget so that the educational side of the matter is taken care of. It don't make sense we get Parliament to pass this law and then we just left it there in the air. I'm sure that the government can get help from international assistance. For example, International Labour Organization and other international institutions that will work not only with the unions, the employers, the churches, but the society as a whole. We don't want the legislation to be there as some sort of prima donna. We want it to be effective. We want to be respected. We want people to know that if you breach the law, right? Evidence is provided, you're found guilty, then because we think it's wrong. We think it's wrong in many aspects. For example, a young lady gets a job. Sexual advances are made to her. And if she don't comply, she could very well lose that job. Now, the mental state of that person is something that could carry you to your grave. And therefore, if we're talking about, for example, the decent work agenda, something again we are promoting across the country. And if we're talking about a society, a fairer society, a society with more justice, a society that is not as coarse, a calmer society, then certainly the legislation is important. You can have legislation, all the legislation you want, but if the people don't understand and come together and do what is right, then we could be wasting our time. I would want to encourage the UN women to continue to push as hard as possible so that we can deal with this scourge in our society, sexual harassment. I also want to say to them, don't leave the trade union movement out. We have a responsibility to take care of the workplace, but we are available anywhere, anytime. So I want to thank them for involving the trade unions the way they did.